In this episode, a wife confronts her husband about his affair with a colleague during a family reunion. This revelation sets off a chain of events that ultimately leads to her tragic fate. Tune in as we explore the disturbing details of this case and the devastating impact of hidden truths. Jennifer Robbins-Lawson, 42, was a beloved figure in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A devoted mother and passionate volunteer, she dedicated her time to helping those in need. Known for her kindness and friendly demeanor, Jennifer was active in her community, frequently participating in charity events and lending a hand at organizations like the Broward Outreach Center. Despite her life being filled with compassion and family, Jennifer's reality was more complex than it seemed. She met her husband, Wayne Robbins, in college. While Jennifer grew up in a modest home, Wayne hailed from a wealthy and privileged family. Jennifer was captivated by Wayne's charm and vibrant personality. To her, he embodied excitement and sophistication, introducing her to a lifestyle she had never envisioned. Their connection deepened rapidly, and their relationship soon became serious. However, their happiness was fleeting. Over the years, Jennifer had to confront Wayne's infidelity, which became a painful part of her reality. Despite their shared life and children, Wayne's dedication to Jennifer proved to be shallow. Wayne often had affairs and made little effort to conceal them. Friends, family, and even Jennifer noticed his flirtations and suspected infidelities, which he displayed openly, almost as a way to highlight her dependence on his wealth. Despite this, Jennifer remained loyal and chose to stay silent for years. Jennifer felt trapped, aware that she could never compete with Wayne's financial power or the lifestyle he offered. Coming from a modest background, she sensed that he viewed her upbringing as a reminder of her limitations. This dynamic fostered her dependence on him, which led Wayne to become increasingly careless in their relationship. By 2018, Jennifer was filled with frustration, heartbreak, and humiliation due to Wayne's latest affair with a coworker, a marketing specialist who often attended family events. In April of that year, she reached her breaking point. At a family reunion hosted by Wayne at their lavish Fort Lauderdale home, she overheard him and his lover discussing their plans. Driven by pain and a resolve to confront her husband, Jennifer approached Wayne during the reunion. In front of their family, she publicly revealed the affair, telling him she was aware of everything. It was a dramatic moment, but for Jennifer, it felt like her only chance to reclaim some of her dignity. In that moment, Jennifer was ready to risk the stability and security she had silently sacrificed her happiness for. Her decision to confront Wayne was both a plea for help and an act of defiance, a final attempt to reclaim control. Tragically, this bold move would trigger a deadly chain of events. On the morning of April 28, 2018, Jennifer's body was discovered by her teenage niece, Brielle Lawson, in the guest bathroom of the Robbins family home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It was just after 8 a.m., and the reunion guests were waking up, anticipating another day of sunshine and shared meals. However, Brielle's discovery abruptly shattered those plans for a family weekend. The 17-year-old had gone to find her aunt when she discovered Jennifer lying motionless at the bottom of the bathroom stairs. Initially, Brielle thought her aunt had simply fainted, but when she tried to shake her, it became evident that Jennifer was not breathing. In a state of panic and visible shock, Brielle ran to her parents, her face pale and eyes wide with horror. They quickly called 911, believing they were dealing with a tragic accident. As they waited for help, other family members gathered, some in tears while others tried to make sense of the situation. Soon whispers of foul play began to circulate among the guests, many of whom had witnessed Jennifer's confrontation with her husband, Wayne, the night before. When first responders arrived, they approached the scene with caution, noticing the bruising on Jennifer's arms and the unnatural position of her body. Family members were instructed to wait outside as the officers began their investigation. The lead officer quickly identified inconsistencies that suggested this was not a simple accident. Jennifer's injuries were severe and oddly positioned, prompting questions about how she ended up at the bottom of the stairs. For the family, the realization that her death might not be an accident was a shocking twist that transformed their grief into suspicion. The Fort Lauderdale police arrived swiftly at the Robbins home that morning. Detective Carla Simmons, recognized for her keen attention to detail and straightforward approach, took charge of the investigation. With over 15 years of experience, she quickly began assessing the scene. Upon entering the guest bathroom, she was immediately struck by the unsettling sight before her. Jennifer was lying at the bottom of a small staircase just inside the bathroom doorway, her body in an unnatural position, and her face bearing bruises consistent with an impact far beyond that of a simple fall. While the police initially entertained the idea of an accidental fall, especially due to the narrow stairwell and polished marble flooring, other clues soon indicated that foul play might be involved. Detective Simmons observed bruises on Jennifer's wrists, indicating she may have been restrained or forcefully grabbed before the fall. Nearby, a small decorative vase lay shattered on the floor, which family members confirmed had been intact the night before. This broken vase piqued Simmons' interest, suggesting that a struggle might have occurred just before Jennifer's tragic fall. To document the scene, Simmons instructed forensic technicians to photograph every angle, carefully noting any bloodstains, fingerprints, or marks that might reveal what had transpired. They utilized luminol to uncover any hidden traces of blood, even in areas that appeared clean. The staircase revealed faint, wiped fingerprints, indicating that someone had attempted to conceal their involvement. Meanwhile, Detective Simmons collected statements from family members who had attended the reunion. Many recounted Jennifer's confrontation with Wayne the night before. Although Wayne claimed they hadn't spoken afterwards, several guests reported hearing raised voices coming from the bathroom later that evening. These details led Simmons to suspect that Jennifer's death was not an accident. By the end of the day, she concluded that it was likely intentional. She ordered a full autopsy and requested that all reunion attendees remain available for further questioning. What initially seemed like a tragic accident was quickly evolving into a full homicide investigation, transforming the Robbins family reunion into the focal point of a dark and intricate mystery. The first person Detective Simmons chose to question was Wayne J. Robbins, Jennifer's husband of 20 years and a prominent marketing executive at a luxury resort chain. At 45, Wayne was well known for his charisma and confidence, often the life of the party and adept at managing major projects at work. Yet this charm often concealed deeper issues. Despite his polished public persona, Wayne had a reputation within the family for his troubled marriage and, as some relatives later confessed, his tendency to engage in affairs that he barely attempted to hide from Jennifer. This long-standing marital tension quickly positioned him as a prime suspect in the investigation. Wayne appeared calm when Detective Simmons called him in for questioning, but his demeanor changed when she mentioned the confrontation he had with Jennifer the night before her death. According to several family members, Jennifer had publicly accused Wayne of having an affair with his coworker, Sam Prescott, transforming the family reunion into a spectacle of their personal issues. While Wayne dismissed her accusations as mere drama, Detective Simmons sensed there was more beneath his defensive response. When Detective Simmons asked if he and Jennifer spoke again after the confrontation, Wayne initially insisted they hadn't. However, as Simmons pressed him, reminding him of family members who heard them arguing later that night, his answers became inconsistent. At one point, he claimed he had gone to bed early, only to later change his story to say he had taken a walk outside to cool off after the argument. Simmons observed Wayne's nervousness as he tapped his fingers on the table and frequently looked away when discussing his relationship with Jennifer. His body language revealed stress, a stark contrast to the confident demeanor he was typically known for. Wayne's possible motive began to emerge, making the situation even more suspect. Friends close to the couple indicated that Jennifer's increasing suspicions jeopardized Wayne's carefully crafted image. With her ultimatum to reveal his latest affair, she posed a significant threat to his social and professional reputation, as well as the financial stability he valued so highly. While Jennifer had come from a modest background, Wayne's success had afforded them a comfortable lifestyle. Wayne had the means to hire a lawyer if necessary, and he made it clear during questioning that he was ready to defend himself. However, Simmons noticed a layer of tension and anger in his responses, suggesting he hadn't anticipated Jennifer's accusations to become so public. It was as if Wayne believed his actions would remain concealed, protected by his powerful image. The more Simmons observed, the more she suspected that Wayne's confident demeanor was merely a thin veneer over a man anxious about the repercussions of his own actions. This realization prompted her to investigate his motives and movements further, recognizing that his calm facade could only last so long under pressure. Detective Simmons then shifted her focus to Sam Prescott, Wayne's coworker, and, as Jennifer had revealed during the family reunion, his secret lover. known for his ambition and charm. While he was a regular at industry events and conferences, his magnetic personality often concealed a ruthless drive to succeed. He and Wayne had been close colleagues for years, with their bond deepening through long hours and collaborative projects. To those who knew him well, Sam was someone willing to do nearly anything to ensure a stable future and had been pressuring Wayne to leave Jennifer for some time. When questioned by Detective Simmons, Sam seemed tense and on edge. He shifted in his seat, his eyes darting to the door as if searching for an escape. Though he attempted to keep his responses steady, Sam appeared uneasy when discussing his relationship with Wayne, particularly after Jennifer's public confrontation had already put him in a vulnerable position. Detective Simmons observed a noticeable shift in his expression when she mentioned the reunion, especially at the moment Jennifer accused him and Wayne in front of everyone. It became clear that Sam had a motive. Sam had long envisioned a life with Wayne, free from Jennifer's complicating presence. During questioning, he even admitted that he saw their relationship as the future he desired, which had made Wayne hesitant, as he wasn't ready to leave his marriage publicly. The incident at the reunion had threatened this delicate balance, especially with Jennifer's ultimatum to expose them both. Sam's reaction to this threat was revealing. He admitted feeling panicked, concerned not only about Wayne's marriage ending but also about how their affair might damage his own career if it became public. As Simmons pressed him further, she asked Sam directly about his whereabouts on the night of Jennifer's death. Sam nervously explained that he had left the reunion early, saying he felt uncomfortable after the confrontation. However, when Simmons pressed him for specific details such as who saw him leave, or if he returned to the house, his responses became increasingly vague. Family members later recalled seeing Sam lingering in the hallway near the guest bathroom, where Jennifer was found the following morning. Throughout the questioning, Sam became increasingly agitated, occasionally contradicting himself and providing inconsistent statements about the timeline. His ambitious nature, which had initially attracted him to Wayne, now appeared to be a vulnerability. Simmons started to suspect that Sam's desire for a stable life with Wayne might have been a stronger motive than he was willing to acknowledge. This insight prompted her to investigate Sam's recent interactions with Wayne more closely, recognizing that jealousy and desperation could drive even the most composed individual to act recklessly. Sam's reactions only strengthened her determination to uncover the truth behind Jennifer's sudden and tragic death. A week into the investigation, a significant breakthrough emerged. On a cloudy morning, detectives received a tip from Jennifer's close friend, Brielle Delgado, who informed them about Jennifer's cell phone. Brielle revealed that Jennifer had been secretly recording conversations with her husband, Wayne, in the weeks leading up to the family reunion. Jennifer suspected Wayne's infidelity and had used her phone to gather evidence, intending to confront him with undeniable proof. The recordings on Jennifer's iPhone were promptly secured by detectives as potential evidence. Among the various conversations, one recording revealed a chilling detail. It captured a heated exchange between Jennifer and Sam Prescott. In the recording, Jennifer confronted Sam directly about the affair, demanding that he stay away from her husband. Sam's voice came across as defensive and agitated, while Jennifer's tone remained steady but filled with anger. The recording indicated that the conversation occurred in the hallway leading to the guest bathroom, where Jennifer's body was ultimately discovered. This was a significant discovery, as it placed Sam and Jennifer near the scene just before her fatal fall. Detectives took this new evidence seriously. Detective Simmons analyzed the recording, noting the escalating tension in Sam's voice as Jennifer urged him to end things with Wayne. At one point, Sam remarked that their relationship had come too far to end now, a statement that hinted at his desperation to keep Wayne, regardless of Jennifer's feelings or threats. This recording shifted Sam back into the spotlight of the investigation, as it underscored the volatile nature of the situation. Meanwhile, Brielle recalled that Jennifer had confided her fears for her safety if she proceeded with her plan to confront Wayne. Brielle explained that Jennifer had begun recording conversations as a form of insurance, hoping they would provide her with leverage to end Wayne's affair and salvage their marriage. Jennifer had even suggested that she might use the recordings to publicly expose Wayne if he refused to end things with Sam. These recordings added a new dimension to the case, offering detectives crucial insight into the conflict and fear Jennifer experienced in the days leading up to her death. With this newfound evidence, Detective Simmons ordered additional interviews with both Wayne and Sam. The investigation had shifted from an unfortunate accident to a clear case of premeditated violence, with suspects who each had both motive and opportunity. As the inquiry progressed, detectives also began looking into Wayne's older brother, David Robbins, a 47-year-old construction manager who had grown up with Wayne in Miami. David and Jennifer had dated during college at the University of Miami but eventually drifted apart. When Wayne and Jennifer met later, David introduced them, and while he was initially happy for them, some family members sensed a lingering tension between the brothers. David's strong bond with Jennifer never completely faded, and he remained protective of her even after her marriage to Wayne. On the night of the reunion, David was seen leaving the bathroom just minutes before Jennifer's fatal fall. Witnesses noted that he appeared visibly upset and was unusually quiet for the rest of the night, retreating to a corner of the living room while the family continued their gathering. He avoided eye contact with anyone, a stark contrast to the typically warm and outgoing David, known for sharing jokes and childhood stories. To detectives, David's actions appeared suspicious, especially in light of the recording of Jennifer's confrontation with Sam in the hallway. During his interview, David remained calm but somewhat guarded, providing direct answers while avoiding eye contact. Detective Simmons observed his tense posture and slightly defensive responses, particularly when questioned about his relationship with Wayne and his feelings regarding Wayne's treatment of Jennifer. David admitted to deeply resenting his brother for cheating on Jennifer. He confessed that he had learned about the affair weeks earlier and felt torn between loyalty to Wayne and his long-standing care for Jennifer. This anger over Wayne's treatment of her suggested a clear motive for David. When asked why he was near the bathroom just before Jennifer's fall, David explained that he had gone to check on her after noticing how upset she was following the confrontation. He claimed that Jennifer had entered the bathroom, visibly shaken, and he wanted to ensure she was okay. According to David, they spoke briefly, and Jennifer requested some space, so he left to give her time to cool down. When questioned about his relationship with Jennifer, David denied ever considering acting against Wayne, insisting that his only concern was for Jennifer's happiness and safety. However, the detective sensed that his resentment toward Wayne ran deeper than he was willing to acknowledge. David's long-standing affection for Jennifer, combined with his frustration over Wayne's actions, provided detectives with a compelling reason to view him as a potential suspect. While his calm demeanor and clear answers during the interview lent him an air of credibility, the context of his relationship with Jennifer and the timing of his presence outside the bathroom raised suspicions. With three individuals, Wayne, Sam, and David, under close scrutiny, the investigation intensified as detectives sought to uncover the full truth. As they pieced together the evidence, one fact emerged clearly: Wayne Robbins, Jennifer's own husband, was the killer. Wayne had become increasingly desperate in the days leading up to the family reunion. Jennifer's discovery of his affair with Sam Prescott posed a threat to his reputation, marriage, and career. Wayne, who had always relied on his charm to navigate challenges, found himself facing a situation that could unravel everything he had built. But now, the recordings Jennifer secretly made put him in a vulnerable position he couldn't control. During the reunion, after she publicly exposed his affair, Wayne tried to maintain his composure, but he was seething inside. When he noticed Jennifer stepping away from the group toward the bathroom, he saw his chance to confront her alone. Wayne followed her, his heart racing and thoughts swirling. He knew about the recordings on her phone, and if they were revealed, he could lose everything he had built. Anger intertwined with fear as he entered the bathroom and closed the door behind him. In the moments leading up to the murder, Wayne's emotions were a chaotic blend of rage, panic, and a desperate need for control. As he and Jennifer argued, their voices grew louder, and she threatened to make the recordings public if he didn't end his affair with Sam. In that moment, something inside Wayne snapped. He shoved her with sudden force, sending her backward. As she fell down the stairs just outside the bathroom, her body tumbled uncontrollably until she landed lifelessly at the bottom. In an instant, Wayne's anger transformed into shock as he realized what he had done. He hadn't meant for it to go that far, but there was no turning back. The investigation pivoted on a key piece of evidence: Jennifer's phone. Detectives uncovered the recordings of her conversations with Wayne and Sam, which revealed Wayne's efforts to deflect blame and conceal his affair. The audio captured their final argument, along with muffled sounds of their struggle just before her fatal fall. Detectives recognized that only Wayne had both the motive and the opportunity to confront Jennifer in that private setting. Just days after the reunion, police arrived at Wayne's Fort Lauderdale office to arrest him. As officers handcuffed him and led him to the squad car, Wayne's confident facade facade-bled. He was stunned, his usual composure replaced by disbelief. In front of his coworkers, who had once admired his charm and success, he now stood as a suspected murderer. For Wayne, the arrest was a nightmare come to life. He had lost control over everything he valued: his reputation, his career, and his freedom. Family members were devastated upon hearing the news, grappling with the betrayal and tragedy that had unfolded. To them, Wayne had been a charismatic and friendly presence. Now, he was accused of taking Jennifer's life in a moment of selfish rage. Her closest friends and family felt a deep mix of sadness and anger, struggling to understand how someone she had trusted could inflict such harm. The arrest brought some comfort, as they knew justice was on its way. Yet the reality of Jennifer's loss weighed heavily on everyone who loved her. In January 2019, Wayne Robbins faced trial for the murder of his wife, Jennifer. The courtroom was charged with tension as the prosecution, led by Assistant State Attorney Carla Donahue, outlined their case. Known for her meticulous approach and fierce demeanor, Donahue portrayed Wayne as a man desperate to cover up his affair, willing to go to shocking lengths to avoid public shame. She emphasized that the recordings Jennifer made were crucial evidence, capturing the threats and escalating tension that culminated in her tragic fall. The defense, led by Robert Markowitz, a respected attorney known for his persuasive arguments, countered that Jennifer's death was a tragic accident. Markowitz, 53, emphasized Wayne's status as a respected figure with no history of violence. He suggested that Jennifer might have simply slipped, arguing that there was no conclusive evidence proving Wayne had intentionally caused her death. In closing arguments, Markowitz sought to cast doubt on the prosecution's timeline, arguing that without eyewitnesses, the case against Wayne lacked certainty. Throughout the trial, Jennifer's family members were visibly emotional. Her mother sat in the front row each day, clutching Jennifer's favorite scarf, a poignant symbol of the daughter she had lost. Her friends, former co-workers from local shelters, and community members filled the seats, hoping for justice. They listened intently as the prosecution played the recordings from Jennifer's phone, including the argument on the day she died. For many, hearing her voice was painful yet brought a sense of closeness to Jennifer's final moments. After nearly 2 weeks of testimony, the jury reached a verdict. On January 22, 2019, Wayne Robbins was found guilty of second-degree murder. When the verdict was announced, he appeared stunned, his usual calm shattered as the weight of reality set in. The judge sentenced him to 25 years in prison, a punishment that the prosecution and Jennifer's family felt was fair. For her loved ones, the sentencing was bittersweet. They experienced a measure of relief, knowing Wayne would face consequences for his actions, yet it did little to ease the profound pain of her loss. Outside the courthouse, Jennifer's family shared memories of her warmth, dedication to others, and the vibrant life that had been cut short. Friends and family left the trial with a sense of justice, though they recognized that healing would take time. In the aftermath, the lives of those involved in Jennifer Robbins-Lawson's tragic story diverged, each facing their own journey of grief and recovery.